Hello, welcome to FM Scout. I'm Bood FM and thanks for joining me here today. Now this video is going to be another one in a little series we're doing this summer in the build up to the new season, where we're going to look at some of the transfer rumours, put the players at the clubs they're supposedly going to and just seeing how they do. Some are going to be one-shot seasons, some might be over a course of a few seasons depending on their age. Today we're going to be looking at Aubameyang, the Dortmund striker, class striker, and the rumour that he's signing for Manchester City for 60 million. Today's video is just going to be a one-shot season. We just want to look at, can he make an instant impact at Manchester City? Can he win him a trophy? Now before we get into the video, I just want to point you in the direction of my channel. I'm Bood FM. I've got a new series out at the minute. We're only a few episodes in. It's set in 2036. It's built upon a story. Bayern Munich have been slapped with a 30-year transfer ban. We're 20 years into that transfer ban, and that's where I come in. The team is not what they are now. It's a team full of regens from the youth academy. They've been relegated. They're predicted to go down and finish in the bottom half of the table. And I've come in and I've got to work with the youth. I can't sign anybody. And I've got to try and win them a trophy. Try and get Bayern back to the top. Hopefully you'll check it out. I'm enjoying making it. And hopefully you'll like it and subscribe to me. Thanks very much. Right, let's get into it. Okay, we'll start on Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's page. And as you can see, he's at Dortmund. But what we're doing is we're sending him to Manchester City for 60 million. And there you go. He's now at Manchester City. His value's dropped though straight away. He's now worth 49.5 million. He's on £210,000 a week. He's mainly a poacher, my favourite kind of striker. But he can cover on the wings as well. So he's a great player. And if you look at his ability, he's a great player. I mean, you can't get better than that for speed, can you, eh? 20 acceleration, 20 pace. His off the ball's 18. His composure's 16. I suppose the only thing you could probably be a little bit, you know, disappointed by is his finishing, maybe, and his first touch and technique. But as a player, he is fantastic. This season gone, he's just won the Golden Boot in the Bundesliga, beating Lewandowski at Bayern Munich. So you cannot knock that. But can he translate them goals and that ability into the Premier League? Can he give Manchester City something extra? Because they've been lacking something the last few years. Is he the player to win him a title again? Is he a player to help him in the Champions League? We're going to have a look at that this season. Now looking at the history of Aubameyang, he's had a good career really. He started off in France, he's gone to Milan, didn't really work for him there, and he's bobbed around a few French clubs. Not really scored a lot of goals, but as he's got older, went to Saint Etienne, and his last year at Saint Etienne, he scored 19 goals, yeah, 19 goals, which was decent. That prompted a nice big money move to Dortmund for 11 million, where he spent the last 4 seasons, and as each season's gone on, he's just scored goals and goals and goals, and got better and better as he's got older. And now at 28, he's hitting his peak, and he's made that big money move to City. I'm really interested to see if he can be a 20-goal striker in the Premier League. Now we're on Manchester City. Pep Guardiola is still the manager. Now the database we're using starts on the 1st of July 2017. It's got all the correct teams in the Premier League, all the correct teams in the Championship. And quite a lot of the transfers have been made. Maybe we could have gone into more detail with it, but we didn't feel we had to. This database is good enough. So it should be a good representation of what's going to happen this coming season. Now looking at Manchester City's history. I mean, they had an okay history until they got the big money takeover. But in recent years, they have won a lot more trophies. They've got 4 Premier League titles. They won a Cup Winners' Cup a long time ago. And 5 FA Cups, a few Championships, a few League Cups, and so on. So it's just the last few years they've not been as, you know, they had a moment when they were winning quite a lot, and now they've not. So maybe Aubameyang can push them over that edge. Can he help Pep Guardiola win a Premier League title? Now City have got quite a large squad, and yeah, I mean, they've got Ederson in goal and so on. They've got the new signings. Striker-wise, they've got quite a few good strikers. And Pep Guardiola does only like to play one up top. So Aubameyang might find himself getting pushed out on the wings maybe. We'll have to wait and see what happens with that. If we switch over to who can play up top, at the minute they've got players here they look like they want to get rid of. I mean, Wilfred Boney, I can't see him staying. But they've got some great strikers. Sergio Aguero, although Sergio is prone to injury. They've got Gabriel Jesus. Sterling can play up top, Iniacho as well, so they've got some quality talent here. So he's not going to find it that easy to just walk into this side. He might not even end up playing, so we're going to have to wait and see. Here we are on the tactics for City's last game, and this is the formation Pep likes to play, and you can see he does like to play one up top. with 2 wide men. So I can see Aubameyang getting stuck out. When Aguero's fit, I can see him putting him out on the wings maybe, which is a shame because, you know, he might be able to score a lot of goals, but then he has got that pace, hasn't he? So he's a very handy player to have. And if we have a look at his achievements for his entire career, he could do it winning some good trophies. He's lacking some major trophies really, isn't he? I mean, he won a Coupe de la Ligue in France, and apart from that, he's won a couple of Super Cups with Dortmund. I mean, yeah, he's lacking that major trophy, like a proper, full-on, massive league title or a real, you know, Champions League or something. So, you know, it'd be good to see him win something. Now, before we jump into the future, what we're going to do is we're going to jump to the January transfer window, and then we'll go to the end of the season. But before we do that, I just want to show you the Premier League, which currently is the 3rd best league in the world according to the rankings, and just show you there. Look, you can see that Newcastle, Huddersfield and Brighton are in the Premier League, so hopefully it's a good representation of what's happened. We've tried to make all the major transfers for all them teams, so he should be coming up against a lot of the players he's going to. Obviously, we've got a long way to go in the transfer window and a lot more signings to be made, but, you know, they've not been made yet, so I'm interested to see what happens. Let's go into the future. Right, we've jumped into the future and we're on the club page, and if you have a look at that top right hand corner, you'll see there's been a massive change. Pep Guardiola is no longer the manager, which is never a good sign. And if you look at the very top, you'll see that they're not doing very well. This really surprises me, I'll be honest with you. Manchester City don't do very well. All the experiments I've done, they don't do very well. And then you get a team like Arsenal that seem to dominate. It's like Arsenal are overpowered and City aren't, when in reality I think City are a better team with more resources. I think that's one thing Football Manager's got wrong this year. That's no offence to any Arsenal fans, and no, I'm not trying to have a dig at any City fans either. I just think City should be, and I'm a Man United fan, I think City should do a lot better on this game than they actually do. And Arsenal should maybe be took down a peg. But, you know, that's just my opinion. Anyway, if you look at the manager page, we'll see Pep Guardiola was sacked, and there's Simon Davies in for a bit as a caretaker, and now they've got Luis Enrique, who's been in the job for 21 days. Can he turn the fortunes around? Maybe he can win a cup. I can't see him winning the Premier League this season. So let's go over to Aubameyang's page, and stat-wise he's still looking fantastic. And if you have a look down the bottom, he's playing games. I mean, he's played 22 times in the Premier League, scored 6 goals. I'll have to have a look at that. I bet he's playing out wide. Champions League, he scored 3 in 4, which is brilliant. Right then, here we are on the strikers for Manchester City. You'll see there's a lot less than there was at the start of the season. Wilfried Boney, for one, has gone. Sergio Aguero is currently injured. He's only scored 8 goals, which is pretty disappointing for Aguero in 24 games. But Aubameyang has played 26 times, scored 9 goals. So he is actually, technically, the leading goal scorer for Manchester City. Having a quick look at the players of the month, and not one single Manchester City player has won it. So Aubameyang hasn't made much of an impact when it comes to award winning. We've jumped to the end of the season and we're here with the Premier League after 38 games, and City finished 10th, which is massively disappointing. If you'll notice, Aguero or Aubameyang didn't make the top 3 goal scorers in the Premier League, but Wilfried Boney did at Burnley. Well done. I mean, Burnley finished above Manchester City. I mean, that is crazy, isn't it? And also, Liverpool won the league on goal difference to Manchester United. I'm not bitter, I promise. If we have a look at the players of the month in the Premier League, you'll see Aubameyang didn't make that, but City did get a player on there in the end, and that was John Stones. I'm not sure how much I believe that. So here we are with City's competition page, and as you know, we've already seen it. City finished 10th in the league. They were knocked out in the first round of the Champions League by Barcelona. The competition was won by Real Madrid. FA Cup, they were knocked out in the 6th round by Newcastle, wow, and it was won by Arsenal, no surprise there. And in the League Cup, they were knocked out in the 4th round by Tottenham, and Liverpool went on to win that. Here we are on his page, and his stats still the same. Don't look like he's deteriorated, don't really look like he's improved much, but he is 28 years old. Scored 8 goals in the Premier League in 29 games, scored 3 goals in 6 in the Champions League, by 2 goals in 2 in the FA Cup. So he's had a good season. He's not come in and set the world on fire. Let's have a look at what's happened all round. Right, here we are on Aubameyang's development page, and I was right really, wasn't I? He did play more games as a winger. Played 4 times on the left, fair play, but played 20 as an attacking right, and played up top, but he's better as a striker. He played 17 times as a striker. His average rating was 710, and he scored 8 goals. Average rating all round was 733. As a wide man, which, you know, he's not really a wide man, he's got the pace, he did only score once, and his average rating was poor. But I suppose you've got someone like Sergio Aguero fit, you're going to struggle, aren't you, where to play who. I'd probably played him out wide as well, but he's definitely better as a striker. And looking at Manchester City's strike force, he did play a lot of games, albeit on the wing, and he did contribute. 13 goals isn't bad, especially when you think he was played out of position. I think if you give him a full season as a striker, I think he would be a 20 goal a year striker. So if you're thinking of buying him for your save, especially with that pace, personally I'd say play him up front. If you're going to buy him as a striker, because I think he will score you 20 goals. Now, even though he's not really set the world afire, I mean, he's been a good player, but he's not been like a dominant force. He has made City's best 11, albeit on the bench, but you know, that's an achievement in itself. So we're going to end it there. I think he came to City, he's not made the biggest of impacts, but to be honest, he had 2 managers. He's been played out of position and he still managed to score quite a few goals. Like I said, I reckon you're best playing him up front. Overall at City this year, I mean, he broke the German club record sale. He's named in the African 11 of the year. He won African Player of the Year, inducted into Manchester City's overall best 11, and named in Manchester City's seasonal best 11. So he's finished the season with no trophies, but next season with Luis Enrique in charge, you never know, they might win something. But I think he's had a good first year. There we go. I've been Booed FM. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did enjoy it, please smash that like button. If you're new to FM Scout, feel free to subscribe. If you're wondering why we haven't got daily content at the minute, we are just having a bit of a summer break. We'll be coming back in full force when the new season starts, so hopefully you'll be tuning in for that. Now before I go, I just want to say, don't forget, if you haven't already, head over to fmscout.com, our website. You'll find all your football manager needs on that site. It's a fantastic tool. So yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for checking it out. Be safe, take care, and I'll see you later.